Looks like we may have dodged a bullet literally, as an Afghan man was arrested for plotting to do an election day terror attack. Let's check it out.
Well, right here is the nearly 30 pages of federal court documents. In them, prosecutors lay out a timeline of the two suspects' actions, how they supported ISIS, and a planned election day terrorist attack on U.S. soil. This is 27-year-old Nasir Ahmed Tawhedi, as seen in photos from the court documents. In them, the FBI says that he is using a hand gesture associated with showing support for acts of terrorism by ISIS. According to the criminal complaint, as part of Tawhedi's plan, he allegedly took steps to liquidate his family's assets, resettle members of his family back to Afghanistan, obtain weapons, and commit an election day terrorist attack in the U.S. Tawhedi's underage co-conspirator, his wife's younger brother, according to the FBI, sold their family's personal property on Facebook. The FBI used a confidential source to respond to an ad for a computer they were selling. Court documents say Tawhedi also Googled, quote, which U.S. state does not require relations to get a firearm, which U.S. state does not require licenses to get a firearm, and which U.S. states have passed permitless carry gun laws. On October 7th, Tawhedi and the juvenile met with an FBI.
Now, with the permitless carry, I'm a little mixed on that. But look, bad guys are going to be bad guys. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Asset in rural Oklahoma to try and purchase 2 AK-47 assault rifles, 10 magazines, and 500 rounds of ammunition. That's where the two were arrested.
They've always been a little strange, a little off.
While Tawhedi lived in Oklahoma City, neighbors in Moore, where the juvenile suspect lived with his father, mother, and 5 siblings, say the family had never been friendly.
They've always been weird, but it's never been like call the police weird.
When you say that they've been like kind of weird, I know you described it, but you just go to more detail. What do you mean by weird?
Just kind of standoffish. They would like all kind of gather around the front lawn and like you come out and they would not be warm to you. They'd be very cold.
Another neighbor who did not want to be identified out of fear said something similar.
They definitely seem very not sociable because we would see them all the time and be like, hey, and they'll just kind of ignore us.
While we were at the house, more police showed up to the home along with what we were told is Child Protective Services. The family of the suspect also arriving at the house.
Do you have anything to say about the charges? Ma'am, do you have any comment at all?
Wow.
And as you could see there, they did not have a comment for me. The charges that he is facing carry a maximum prison sentence of 20 years and 15 years in prison. Zach Rael, KOCO 5 News.
That's crazy right there, because that's just looks like a regular middle class neighborhood, and you have the potential terrorists living amongst you, living right next door to you, right across the street from you, right down the street, whichever. Excuse me. And that's scary because you don't know who's among you. This guy got here on a special immigrant visa. Let's check this out from the Post Millennial. Again, some more details about this. This potentially, it could have been a catastrophic event here in the United States. So the 27-year-old man arrested in Oklahoma City. Says he entered the United States in 2021 on a special immigrant visa, was charged with conspiring and attempting to provide material support to the Islamic State group. So, you know what happened in 2021? He got here in September 2021. September 9th is what documents say. And I believe it was August 15th was the disastrous pullout from Afghanistan. And there were a lot of people coming here from Afghanistan. And that was a big concern, is that you're just bringing thousands and thousands of people over here, and somebody's going to slip through the cracks. You're going to have a terrorist or somebody who wants to commit terrorist acts in the United States get in here. It says that he purchased a one-way ticket to send his wife and his child back to Afghanistan. So he planned on dying. He planned on being dying in the name of ISIS. And I saw another video where he was reading to his child and I believe somebody else of what it would be like in the afterlife after an attack. So these people live to die. so you can go to the afterlife and then have all the benefits that come with being on the other side after committing these acts. So there's no talking to these people. These people are conditioned to believe this stuff, to believe that it is their job, their duty to kill, to commit these heinous acts in the name of Islam or whatever it is they, whatever religion it is that they are a part of, whatever organization, ISIS, whatever terrorist organization, ISIS, whoever. This is scary. This is very scary stuff, and this is why we must have an extreme vetting process. This is why Trump put in the travel ban on various countries. It's not because he's a racist or against, he's not Islamophobic or anything like that, but there were certain countries that he said had a lot of, posed a risk to the United States, that there were terrorist acts in those countries. So he wanted to have an extreme vetting process. He brought down the amount of people that could be refugees and just allowed into the country. I believe he put it down to 15 or 45,000 a month, somewhere, one of those two. And he put a travel ban on several countries. Like he said, he wanted to see what the hell was going on. And I was not opposed to that. Some countries eventually started to fall off, but there were some that were still kept in place because there were either certain types of wars going on, there were terrorist organizations inside those countries, and he did not want people getting over here and to commit a terrorist attack. This could have been catastrophic. Election day, you have people lined up, and you have maybe 100 people lined up outside, maybe hundreds of people, depending where you are, and yeah, it could have been catastrophic. So thank goodness we have these authorities here, the Highway Patrol of Oklahoma. They were a part of this, FBI. So thank goodness that the authorities caught this, because this could have been very dangerous. This could have been very catastrophic for our country on election day. And this is something that needs to be watched closely. And look, I have my issues with the FBI and the Justice Department. Some people at the top are kind of, iffy. But when they do things like this, I appreciate that. So I don't agree with how this person got here with the Afghanistan pullout and the way it happened, all that. And I was worried about this, about people just flowing into the country. You don't know who they are. It's nothing against the good people. There are good people who come here and cause no harm. But the problem is when you don't know who's coming over here. And that's what I was worried about when this whole Afghanistan thing happened. I was like, oh, we could see a terrorist attack because there are people in that country who hate America. Not everybody. But when you bring in, I'm just throwing out a number, when you bring in 5,000 people from a place that has known terrorists, somebody's going to slip through the cracks. But all right, guys, we're going to leave that right there. Thought I'd share that story with you. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.